covered personal safety apps before, but today we've got one designed by a father and security professional with decades of experience in national security. His concerns over violence against the Black community, especially Black youth, drove him to do something about it.
My name is James Allen Samuel Jr., and I'm the founder and CEO of Pluribus Incorporated.
James's company, Pluribus Data, originally created Anjel Tech as a small piece of a larger product. But once they saw the wider use for this tool, they broke it out into its own app. Anjel Tech is like having a personal body cam for your phone. It live streams whatever your camera sees to trusted contacts and stores that footage on the cloud. And with its consistent location updates, your loved ones can see where you are when you recorded the emergency. But what inspired the creator of Anjel Tech?
Being a child of God and then really caring about my fellow man and woman, just humanity. And so it's a love for people and our safety and our dignity. And being a father, I'm a father of two little boys and a husband of, this remarkable woman that we just talked about, Dr. Evelyn T. Samuel. It just happened. I said in other places, I was compelled. I had to do something. I have 30 years, right? I started when I was 3 years old of federal service in really highly technical fields. I'm an engineer, I'm a fighter pilot, and I'm a 20-year veteran of the U.S. intelligence community, working in big data and working in predictive analysis and all kinds of other things. And so, national security is in my blood. And then turning that into personal security was like a no-brainer.
Before we get too far, my conversation with James touches on heavy subjects like police brutality and school shootings. These are tough topics, but they're issues of public safety, and we did not want to shy away from them. Anjel Tech aims to protect all families and give victims a voice and a record that might otherwise disappear. After 14 iterations of the app, we have the latest version that's out today. So what is Anjel Tech? I'll turn it over to James again.
So Anjel Tech is the world's premier personal security system or service, right? It is a live streaming body camera that's on your cell phone. And I'll be happy to show you how it works here in just a second. So if you ever feel yourself in an unsafe situation or you're unsure about your well-being or the well-being of someone else around you, instead of streaming to your social media or keeping it on your phone, you use Anjel Tech to stream and capture and share that incident.
One of the biggest reasons Anjel Tech uses the cloud is incidents of police or others interfering with recording. With Anjel Tech streaming right to the cloud, users don't have to worry about someone or something interfering with their footage. After all, even streaming to social media isn't totally reliable.
So there was an officer in California, you can Google it, and there was another one that's done the same thing. One played like Disney music and the other played just something off their phone. They knew that the copyright algorithms on these social media streaming platforms would block that stream. It would stop it. And so that's sadly a defense mechanism some members of law enforcement in particular have taken to block people streaming.
Anjel Tech was designed with incidents like these in mind, but it's not limited to interactions with police.
You can also use it for not just police stops. You can use it for hostile public interactions. You can sadly, Katie, use it for school shootings as well. And so, as in the case of Uvalde, there were parents and kids kind of texting and talking to each other, during that event. And the parents were trying to get in to save their kids, right? And, because we have that mapping feature and it updates every 10 seconds, it shows your location every 10 seconds while you're streaming. You can know exactly within a precise GPS coordinate where your child is in that school in that moment as well. So that's I don't even like to think about that use case for it, but it does that too.
While it's hard to think about, an app like this could keep parents and kids connected during the unthinkable. It could also help during robberies in progress, traffic accidents, or in situations of domestic violence. These scary scenarios might not be something we want to dwell on, but for James and Anjel Tech, it's all about empowerment.
And that's the thing, right? That's really the crux of what Anjel Tech does, is it captures the perspective of the victim. It captures the perspective of the person using it. God forbid they become a victim, right? And it actually empowers them to not really be a victim, to actually take charge of their safety in that moment and put everyone on notice, like, hey, I am filming this and I'm recording this, and that happens. But also to tell them, my family's watching this right now, and they know exactly where I am. And I'm sorry, what's your name? Oh, it's Katie. Okay, and Katie, they know exactly who you are. right? And they have a record of this that's not on this phone. So they can see this now, and it's in the cloud, and they have a copy of it as well. Anjel Tech is designed to lessen these events and to provide the perspective and the voice of the person who is being attacked. So we know what happened. We know what precipitated that encounter. Because what we often see is, oh, the result was they got shot and the person was standing their ground. Yeah, well, what happened? Did you pick the fight? Did you instigate it? Did you first, infringe upon their human rights to put them into a position? Did you back them into a corner where they had to fight for their lives and then you took it? All of that needs to come out as well. And Anjel Tech's designed to capture that and hopefully prevent it and certainly ensure accountability after it.
Basically, Anjel Tech provides an untouched live recording of what's happening in real time for people closest to you. So if you're harmed in a situation or fear for your life, you still have a voice. During our conversation, James gave me a quick demo of Anjel Tech in action.
And so, you open it up and it goes right to the camera. And it's fast. It goes right there to the camera. So that's the first thing that it does, right? There's other features on there, but when you open it, you need to be able to stream right away. So one button to open it. And then down here in the bottom, it says start stream. So I'm just going to hit start stream. You've seen my bookcase here. And then there's going to be a notification that comes through. There's the in-app notification. And then there will be another notification. There's a text message. There's a text message that just came through. And I just got an email. So there's 3 different ways that I was just notified this stream started, and my family who's watching this right now also received that same in-app notification. They got the text message and they got the email. And so they now know that I am live. It says live there. And at some point, they're liable to start interacting with you. So I'm on an interview with Safewise right now with Katie. But so that's how it works. That video is now stored in the cloud. And so it's going to pull all my videos down from the cloud here in just a second. And so my family has access to the same library. We all have a shared library. So when we're all on that one account, we all have a library of all these videos. And when they stream, I get a copy of their video, it goes into our shared video library, and then they can watch it. They see exactly where it is. And there's a map that shows you the location where I am. And when I go back, there are these 3 little dots that say share, location, and download. And then you can hit download, which I'll hit right now. I'll hit download. And it spins around. And it's pulling that video now out of the cloud and it's putting it on my phone.
Is there a way to adjust, say for example, my dad doesn't check his email or my mom isn't good at texting? Is there a way to kind of customize which notification goes to who?
No, right now, all 3 go to everyone.
Great.
And so that way, and that's why we did it 3 different ways, essentially, to make sure that they get notified, from the app, if it's on and working. If they don't have the app, that's okay. We send them a text. And if they, are in a place where they can't have their cell phone, and like in the national security kind of a framework, where they can't have their phone and work, then we also send them an email. And that way we try 3 different ways to make sure your family knows that you need them right then and there. And we're updating it. We're actually coming out with an audible and a vibration kind of a thing where it actually sends an audible alarm as well. So that if their phone's across the room, then their phone chirps and says, hey, you have an Anjel stream that just started. And so we're working on that now. Oh, there's my brother. Now he says, see you, bro.
Oh, hi, Uncle Keith.
Yeah.
Say I want to get to your location. Does it pull it up in a different app, or is it all the mapping within Anjel Tech?
It uses the device's resident mapping. So if you have an iPhone, it uses the Apple Maps. If you have an Android, it uses the Google Maps, and it ties together through their, those APIs that those developers allow you to use to basically use the mapping device on that phone.
All of these powers combined gives you, your kids, and other loved ones the ability to stay updated in emergencies. With the live stream sent to the cloud in real time, anything you record will remain untouched and available to your loved ones long after the incident occurs. Anjel Tech is a paid service with free trials available for some of its family plans. You can start with an individual plan for $5 a month or go all the way up to $19 a month for 9 people in your network.
There's now a tool that goes along with the talk.
But what is the talk? And does James have any advice for concerned parents out there? When we say the talk, we don't mean the birds, the bees, or sitting down around the latest report card. The talk is something many families of color, especially Black families, have with their kids about interacting with law enforcement. And this big talk can start long before children reach their teens. James suggests adding a tool like Anjel Tech to spark this conversation, especially once your kids hit the road on their own.
You know, especially the African-American persuasion, right? That talk you have with your kids, like, hey, you're starting to drive now. You got your driver's permit. And, you know, you talk to them about road safety, you teach them how to drive or ensure they learn how to drive. And then, of course, at some point, you have to tell them, hey, you know, if you get pulled over by a police officer, here's what you need to do. You know, be respectful, you know, be courteous, driver's license, your registration, and, you know, just prepare to interact with that officer. Make sure, you know, your hands are seen. This is another thing that's added now into that talk, into that advice, that counsel that parents give their children. So, you know, you pull over in a safe place, get your Anjel Stream started as soon as you can. As soon as you pull over, you know, not while you're driving, right? Be safe. But as soon as you pull over, start that Anjel Stream. Car goes in park, Anjel Stream started. And now, as you're getting your driver's license and your registration, you're preparing for the cops to come up to the window, go ahead and start talking about what's happening. Hey, I got pulled over. I'm on Route 3 or whatnot. I don't know what happened. I wasn't speeding. I'm a little nervous now. They can just start really narrating their perspective of that whole stop. And their family now has that, like, hey, okay, you're nervous, you know, and they can text you, like you didn't see with my brother, but they can text you in that moment, like, hey, you're okay, or be calm, remember what we told you, and you go, okay, and you can swipe the text away, but the stream is still going, right?
James even had a nugget of wisdom for us adult drivers too.
Call 911 if you're being followed by a police officer and you don't feel like you can stop safely, to let the dispatcher know that, yes, I know that I'm being pulled over, the car, I'm on route, whatever. And now there's a document of that call as well to say, hey, I'm moving over to this safer place. There's no lights here, or I don't feel like it's a safe place to pull over. Please tell the officer behind me that I'm going to get off at the next exit. So you can actually call 911 when the cops are behind you, to let the dispatcher know, to tell that car that this is what's going on.
So what's next for Anjel Tech, and where does James see this technology headed?
Yeah, we have a ton planned. Anjel Tech, the version that's out right now is version 1. It's version 1.1.4, but it's still that first version. We have a product roadmap with other features and other integrations that I can't wait to roll these out. Our R&D department is on fire. And so, yeah, it's only going to get a lot better.
Unfortunately, James wasn't able to give any hard details about Anjel Tech's product roadmap. I'll be sure to share any more updates I get from James and Anjel Tech here on our YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe to get those. Check our description below to find Anjel Tech's website, as well as links to the Apple app and Google Play stores. We've also linked to sources in the description we used for this video. Over the last decade and beyond, we've seen incidents of violence across the nation. Gun violence, police brutality, domestic violence, and hate crimes feel like they paint the headlines every day. But with an app like Anjel Tech, you and your loved ones don't have to be victims. And you can feel a little better handing the car keys over to your kids. I'd like to thank James A. Samuel Jr. again for sitting down with me and sharing his app with us on Safewise. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos from us every week. Thanks for watching and stay safe. Thanks for watching. And if you want more safety, head over to Safewise.com and you can find reviews and our lineups of best home security systems, best wireless cameras, and more. Stay safe.